Right, so John O'Mara, we're here the week of the county final. For you as a manager, is this a week you enjoy? Is this kind of just about getting through the week, or how are you at the kind of the week up to the final?
Yeah, sure. Look, listen, there's it's great. First of all, it's great to be here. And sure, it's great excitement anytime you qualify. For a county senior final. There's great excitement around the club and around the parish. And look, I suppose an objective of the teams from the outset to get there. And the lads are just enjoying it. And it's great to be around the place in a week like this.
Yeah, and I suppose you came in at the start of this year. Lots of experience in terms of county finals in different clubs and things like that. In Clare with Six Mile Bridge and Patrick's Well in Limerick. What do you think that kind of experience of being there before in county finals there is like? What can that bring to this team, or what have you learned from those kind of bringing into it?
I think, no, to be fair to the lads here, they have huge experience themselves in relation to being in a good number of finals over the last number of years and competing at the business end of the championship. Obviously joining them this year. My role here is just facilitating the guys to be the best they can be every day, to go out and supporting them whatever way I can. And like all we've done all year is literally taking it from game to game, and Sunday is no different.
Yeah, and like, I suppose you come in, as you said, at the start of the year. What was kind of the first impressions of the kind of group, and then what was kind of the attraction to come to this group?
Yeah, I suppose. But first of all, I've known a few of the lads, over the years from different walks of life, and like they're a hugely talented group of players, and as I said, knocking on the door of the business end of the championship. And when the lads asked me to get involved, we sat down, I looked at it, and I said, we'll give it a go and see if I can add anything small, and help them, with their objectives. And this is where it's brought us to date. And look, I think anyone here involved now is just looking forward to Sunday, getting ready, getting preparing for it, and getting ready to go come 4:00.
And I suppose this year for yourselves, it was probably a nice way to get bedded in with the team, with the county league and coming into North Championship, long runs in both competitions, winning the county, getting to North final. That's probably allowed you to kind of develop a style of play, and I know kind of probably maybe only Barry and James, who you're missing at times throughout the year, probably allowed you to kind of really get the bond in this team and get lads used to playing with each other.
Yeah, I think definitely one of the big advantages has been, we practically had a reasonably full squad all year. Yeah, I know we've been missing certain players on given days, one thing and another, but in general, like we've had, we'd have massive numbers down here training any night we're here. Obviously, both adult teams train together, and that definitely leads to allowing you to as you said, put style of play together and prepare for games. We had a good run in the county league. We got the maximum number of games out of it, similar with the North Championship, and I think that prepared us very well for the county championship. The game started coming thick and fast, I suppose, from when we started out in the north, and it was straight away into the county. And lads developed, and our style of play evolved each day that we went out. And we've had a couple of bad days. It hasn't been all roses in the garden, but certainly, you can see you can see over the last number of games, we're gradually improving day on day, which is great to see.
One of the kind of hammer blows that you mentioned was that Bursa League game was a very crazy game inside Nina. Brendan Maher getting that late goal. That was kind of a strange performance all around, with kind of underperformance in the first half, then a brilliant performance in the second half and caught in the line. But since then, there hasn't been any kind of drop in performance level at all, by the looks of things, and to have a team bounce back from that and stay going forward is a positive. But was there any kind of turning point there at all in that game? Or
not really. It was, as you said, like if you ever look for sort of a game of two halves, I think that is the prime example of it. Could I explain what happened at it? I couldn't. I wouldn't even try. It was certainly a game of of two different halves for both teams on the day. But no, I think certainly since sort of that game, we have seen a good level of consistency from the team. Into Clonalty, into Holy Cross, and then into Tumivara the last day. All very strong challenges and really good tests for us. To prepare us for the biggest test of all on Sunday.
And we kind of mentioned the bounce back ability of this team. I suppose gotten to a few finals now in the last couple of years, beaten in the final last year, but stay coming back every year and getting back to another final. What is it about this group that there's lads in there that can just stay coming back every year?
Yeah, I think. Well, sorry. Every year is a new year. Whether you win or lose. At the end of when you're starting, everyone starts at the bottom of the ladder the following year. Whether you're knocked out in the first round the previous year, or whether you're county champions, it doesn't really matter. And the championship in Tipp is obviously it's my first year involved in Tipp this year, but the championship is so competitive. We saw that in the quarterfinals. I think in 3 to 4 there were one score games. So like if you're not prepared properly, you won't end up competing at the business end of it. And the lads have that experience over the last number of years as well in how to prepare and to make sure that they're in the business into the championship when it comes around.
And it's Thurles on Sunday. Played them in the group stages. The lads would have played them back in the 2021 semi-final. Kind of played each other a few times over the last few years. It's from a neutral perspective, it's probably the two best teams in the championship going against each other on Sunday. So it's shaped up for a good final. But I'm sure Thurles, lots of talented players. This probably gives management a bit of headaches leading up to a game like this.
It does, yeah. Look, as I said, I obviously we played them. We played them in the first round. We had a good evening out that evening. I think they'll have really little bearing on Sunday, to be honest. Like both teams, wouldn't have been at full strength on the evening, and obviously, ourselves and Thurles were coming from a different place in the lead up to that match the week before. They'd won the mid, we'd lost the north. We were looking for a bounce back that evening, and we found it. Obviously, a club with massive tradition, a club that people would have massive respect for in what they've achieved over a long number of years. But in saying that, both teams are heading into Sunday, and it is come 4 o'clock. Like, it's about what happens on the pitch after 4 o'clock will determine the result.
Well, John, very best of luck to you, and thanks for your time here.
Super, Paul. Thank you.